Hey everyone, this is Louis7 and I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online on the Treebeard server with my Guardian again. But today I am playing with my kinship and we're going to be doing Nan Wathren. Now the difficulty in the title is tentative because I do not personally have that difficulty set, but I believe we are still on max difficulty, but it has been a while since I have joined this group, so that is something that I am not sure is 100% decided, and also that would just be the difficulty we start at because Nan Wathren is actually proper group content and LOTRO on the landscape, so it might be even extra difficult with elites and the such compared to what we had. But let's see, I believe somebody is at least on Deadly+4, so I'm actually not sure. It might be Deadly+4 and I might have to adjust the title, but yeah, we will see how that goes, and I can always change that if necessary. But anyway, that is the plan today. I am actually fortunate to have started this stream roughly on time. I know it's a few minutes later than 7 o'clock, but yeah, it's been a busy day and busy week for me, but we got to it. And I'm pretty excited to get back to doing this stuff with the group because I know that was a fun activity but missed I think 2 total weeks of it. And the group did, the kin without me did Southern Barrow Downs and I think Great Barrow, just the regular instance. That would have been, oddly, doing an instance oddly would have been easier than the landscape stuff with the difficulty features on the server. Okay, so I believe I only needed that one quest to go to Aggie Digweed, who is either on the bridge or across the bridge or something like that. But yeah, I think we are starting at the base with North Downs and Trestle Bridge before we actually get to Nan Wathren proper. So we'll do all the quests here at the start to get a little bit of warm up, I suppose is how that will work.
Could I speak with you a moment?
And did want to say hello to Lewis Ryder. Move that. So I know in the last stream I talked about recording a video on, I think, the legendary item Alpha. Oh, I could actually go ahead and do these. I probably won't do the missions. Never mind, I thought I had a breadcrumb quest to turn in here, but I think that is only the Dwarven missions, the update 30 and 28 ones. So I believe I actually have all the quests I need. The Great Boom in the Night. Oh, maybe I actually do need to do stuff. I kind of forget about this quest, the Black Powder one. It's just whenever I do Trestle Bridge, I seem to not remember it, but at least until I get like the first one, but then I finally do. I also do have one more thing to point out. Is, once again, this seems to be a regular occurrence in my streams lately, but I do have slightly different audio setup, just using a different output on my little, I forget even what it's called, it's been too long since I've actually paid attention to what it was, but the converter box thing. I'm using a different output compared to just USB on that, which, based on my limited like 5-minute testing, it sounded slightly better to me. So if y'all do have feedback on that, please do let me know. Oh, I'm ready for turn-in. I was looking for another black powder thing. Right, go ahead and finish that, and then we go back to Aggie Digweed. My inventory, this is something I forgot to do. I meant to get the subscriber town services, but totally forgot to do that. Also, we can turn floating names off.
What do you need?
Okay, so I believe I am completely ready to set out. Looks like a lot of people are actually low level. Well, a lot of people, 3 out of the 5. I don't know if that's a lot, but yeah, we have the majority of us, I guess, are actually under leveled for what we're doing. As a reminder, I was hoping to level this Guardian up some before we actually went to do this, but did not have time. My grand plans for today was to start the stream an hour or even 2 hours earlier than I have, to just do some missions and different things before we actually got to the group content, but never quite got to that. But it does look like we do have a couple people in the group that are over leveled. Now, one concern I actually did have is because I know our regular tank, I don't think he is coming today. The one that was going in the group before. I missed a couple of events, but yeah, concern was basically me tanking because I'd be under-leveled and relatively actually I have 18 of 15 gear, but still relatively under-geared, you could call it. But it looks like we don't have many other options besides the Beorning. I don't know if they would want to tank, but they would actually probably be the best option. The highest level and essentially basing it off the highest morale. Okay, so it looks like we're basically playing follow the leader at the moment. And yeah, going through all these camps. So North Downs has been a zone that I have been wanting to replay for a while. And with the group doing it, perfect opportunity to get this Guardian, this character, settled into it. So I'm quite excited to get to this and see how it goes. Wow, we killed that thing really quick. Even for being on Deadly+4, I think I got a huge crit on it. Actually, I got a 396 crit. Which I thought with the debuffs, we are on Deadly+4, I believe. Uh-oh. Yeah, so it looks like they are putting the tanking on me. I might not actually switch to tank spec. I will tank and DPS because at this point, I'm not sure it would be a great idea to actually be in tank spec. And also, speaking of tank spec, this is a completely unrelated thing, so not speaking of tank spec, but I thought I was supposed to get my interrupt at level 20. I thought all classes got their interrupt and corruption removal at level 20, but that does not appear to be the case for the Guardian. I believe Stamp is the name of it. It's a very nice Guardian ability. But it does not look like I have it. There's the boxes. Did y'all get credit? Oh, that's nice. So it does look like everybody got credit for me carrying the torch and doing that. Okay, so we need to head north, and basically we do the same thing as far as I remember for the next few camps. Go ahead and that Kraben, the little greenies. Also, as a reminder for everybody, since I have been talking a little bit to my kin on the Discord, that is something I do with these group events, of course, and have them playing. I actually can't hear the in-game audio, I just realized that. Let me see what my settings are. Oh, I have so many different playback options. Okay, I'll probably have to wait for that later. It's a good thing we have a healer. I guess I've gotten too used to not playing with a healer lately, not doing much with a group, that I was very much so worried about my morale for a moment there. Hey, level 24s, that means I can hit him. I feel like I was talking about something before I got distracted by the gameplay, but I honestly don't remember what it was. Oh yeah, so the whole audio thing. So yeah, just so people do know, I have the group kin chat going on in my headphones, but you all do not hear what's basically the point. For people that are less familiar with how my streams work, it's something throughout the I don't know, years is the best way to describe it, but throughout the time that I have streamed and done group content with this kin, which is basically when Anora launched, I have not come up with a better solution. That seems to be the only solution. Unfortunately, that does mean I'm a little bit less active, I guess, during the streams, and sometimes have to go quiet or even just get distracted by the Discord kin chat. Something I always try to do because they're here, try to be active with them as well. Okay, get the cauldron. And it looks like we have the Tarkrip orcs ready to advance. Okay. Oh. Unless somebody else needs it. Yep. Wow. I'm not quite sure I can trust this being on Deadly+4, which, by the way, that's what I wanted to adjust, update the title. That we are only on Deadly+4 today, but yeah, not trusting it being on that high difficulty just because little greenies at least kill them really fast. Yeah. Do you all want to hunt for one more Kraben, or we should just be able to get it later as far as I know? This is the real test, is when we got that signature, but that seemed to go okay. I am a little bit concerned when we do get to the elites, because that has been the experience solo and even doing stuff with the group earlier, is that signatures, and especially elites, really go up with the difficulty, and they can be... It's just a huge jump, especially compared to the normal difficulty. I feel like it's a huge jump, actually, with the signatures and elites. Which I feel like should be the case as well, but it's something I guess I'm not quite fully adjusted to. Yeah, I expected more trouble so far.
What do you need? Greetings.
Talk to all these people. So I don't know exactly when we get the Nan Wathren quest. There might be one more quest set before we actually get to that, but it could even be one or two more, or even 0 more. Let's see, we do have the one to talk to Matt T. Woodruff, who should be right north here. Or no, this is the freeing quest that is the one to the north. The Matty one's on the Greenway. Kind of interesting seeing Trestle Bridge. Nan Wathren is a dangerous area. You'll think Nan Wathren is actually dangerous now? But it's kind of interesting seeing Trestle Bridge look basically the exact same, even though they did some adjustments, but they added this little camp for Wildwood, of course. But I'm not quite sure. I remember if there are any changes here, or if this was all like this before Wildwood or not.
Please, stay a moment.
I wonder, maybe I could do some crafting. I don't know how long I'll actually be waiting. Actually, it doesn't look like I need to do any crafting because I don't have any of the rich iron or gold. I don't have any of the expert materials, although I could actually just smelt all these to get that. mastered. Usually the gathering professions, they aren't that important to master, because the only benefit is when you smelt something. For example, as a prospector, you can get more ingots, and it's a very small chance. It's a little bit of a benefit, so usually also for completionist style I still like to master them, but it's something that's not all that important. It doesn't really affect the gathering process at all. So if it's just a gathering character, then there's really no point in actually mastering it again, besides the whole completionist thing. I was going to ask, are we planning on doing those or going straight to Nan Wathren? Okay, sounds like we will be doing the Greenway quest before we actually go to Nan Wathren, even though we do have those available. Okay, so it sounds like one person is not actually all the way caught up. They didn't turn in all the quests. Collect the cartwheel. Oh, that's actually right here to the east. I thought I would just go ahead while that person is running back and getting caught up. I thought I could go ahead and do some gathering. We'll see how the level 25 work goes. Again, things are going surprisingly smoothly to me today. Yes. I was just killing things and gathering while waiting. If only it were rich iron ore here, though. Yeah. It's kind of odd. It really is odd with the gathering nodes. So the tiers, there is rich iron ore actually in a couple locations in Bree expert tier stuff, even though when you go to North Downs, it goes back down to Journeyman, and I believe a lot of Lonelands might be Journeyman, but with Breeland, actually in Southern Barrow Downs, you can get some expert tier stuff, so rich iron ore, gold ore, and also near Nin Harn, way up here in the northeast of Bree. But then you go up in the levels, up to the start of North Downs, and again, I believe Lonelands, and that is no longer the case. Now, I'm not entirely sure on Lonelands. One also interesting note of Lonelands, this is, I guess, the thing with high-level parts of zones is in Agamar area near Gartha Garwin. It actually goes up to Artisan tier at a pretty low level. Okay.
I'm sorry. Did you need something? Might I take a moment of your time?
Was Wensleydale here yet? Okay. Never mind then. So yeah, we are, I believe, going to be going through those 3 orc camps for the burglar that just joined the group. So we will do that, and then, I believe, finally start heading towards Nan Wathren. Did get a sturdy hide. That would be the first one I have on any of my characters. Will be useful for my runekeeper. If you all watched the last stream I did, where I played the runekeeper, it was a little bit rough at that point. I don't know exactly when the tactical damage goes up. It'll be interesting to see because I'm paying attention to it so much with the difficulty increase, the optional difficulty increase, but playing on Deadly on the runekeeper, it was very noticeable how weak the tactical classes are. And I know it's something that is similar for the Minstrel and Lore Master, the 2 other tactical ones. I don't know if that sword has much point for me, but I will take it. Also, speaking of sword having point, I could make myself a nice level 20 weapon. I don't know exactly that I could crit. It looks like I didn't quite get a universal optional ingredient thingy. But I wonder if it's worth trying to upgrade. It looks like the purple one is barely an upgrade, actually only like 3 DPS. The teal one would be a pretty decent upgrade. That's over 10%, I believe. And it has tons of stats to go with it. Those are less important than the raw DPS, but that'd be pretty interesting. Ooh, yeah.
Greetings.
Let's see. I got distracted by something. Oh yeah, the crafting. So the other option would be wait for a level 22 weapon, which I could not crit, which would only be 48 DPS. Another question is if the quests I am doing, which would be right now, not Great Barrow, we are in North Downs, if these would end up giving a good weapon. So this sword is 56.2 DPS, which is quite crazy actually. That's really good for this level. That's item level 28. So that is probably actually my best option. Some quests have pretty good weapons. There are a couple particular quests actually, or at least quest sets where one of the quests gives really nice weapon rewards in LOTRO for leveling characters, and there's Fields of Fornos. For the actual Fornos instance, you can get these quests at level 25, and you can get some really crazy weapons for level 25. At that point, I think they are tuned more for level 35-ish, so they're quite a bit above your level, but they don't have a level requirement. And then there's another set in Taubruin, and I believe in Trollshaws kind of randomly. I don't know what the deal is there, but they had pretty good weapons as well. So those are a couple options for basically really good weapons. Again, nothing useful for tactical classes, but since weapon DPS is so important to your character's damage, I don't know exactly where we're going. Maybe we're waiting for the burglar. I'm going to go out. Were you asking me? Oh, okay. I was going to head out on a little gathering adventure while waiting. I also do have some weapons in my inventory. So I got the new yellow one-handed sword. That was One thing I thought about if I tanked is if it would be worth equipping a shield, or at this point I just take so much damage that it doesn't even matter all that much. Ooh, I also get sweeping cut, guaranteed bleed, next trait point. That'll be really nice for damage. If I went blue line, yeah, Guardian's Pledge would be the only thing that's not too interesting. I'd probably tank in the yellow line just to have War Chant. And ignore pain, that would be probably quite helpful. Alright, I'm trying to get to the Fields of Fornos because that is where you can get Rich Iron and Gold Ore if I remember correctly. But I keep getting distracted by all the Barrow Iron and Silver, which again, be nice to Master Journeyman, not completely necessary. Actually at this point, probably get quite close, especially if I turn all the ingots into low-grade steel ingots. I don't know if it'd be worth doing that, if I'd get much use out of them. Looks like some things require it. Level 15 weapons, I think, only use that. So it's a mix of barrow and... what was this one? I'm guessing this one's still going to be barrow iron. But we'll see, we're almost in the actual Fields of Fornos. This is still technically the Greenway. We will see if there's actually expert tier materials here. So this is an interesting pool of water. I know I say a lot of times that motionless water in LOTRO looks kind of ugly, especially relative to water that is moving and flowing. But this one seems to have a little bit of both, where the reflections don't look all that great overall from here, but they don't look particularly bad. So I actually think it's a decent pool of water for not having that much flow. There's a little bit in this area. Oh, and here's the Rich Iron, perfect. It is confirmed that the Fields of Fornos does have expert tier materials. This is a big concern. Fortunately, I guess I am only on Deadly, but it still might be putting me on Deadly +4. And this little Bargus is 6 levels above me. I think getting that bleed from Sweeping Cut was a big help. Let's try to just kill it. Okay, remove that fear. Wow, somehow killed it, I think, with the bow. I don't know if my bleed was still ticking. And I believe, as far as I know, the way the difficulty works is if you are just in a fellowship, it passively puts you at the maximum difficulty of somebody in your group. And again, as a group, our difficulty is Deadly +4, but this particular character I'm still on plain old Deadly from my solo adventures. So I think the way it is implemented, I would be on Deadly +4 right now, as it is in the title, but I don't know if there's actually a radius of influence if they have it implemented that fancily. Ooh, that bleed really hurts. But it really doesn't help that I'm fighting enemies that are 6 levels above me as well. Just trying to gather. Okay, I'm probably going to have to use a potion here. I don't even know if these, I guess they do maximum strength of 25. Can't really remove that debuff, nothing I have. I think 25 is the maximum I can remove with all of my resources, potions, and the such. Because I still haven't actually bought like wound potions. Not a fan of potions being needed to remove those debuffs or that. Okay. Okay, I'm going to try to sneak this return deposit. Okay. Going on a... wait, that is barrow iron. I don't want that. I saw something on the tracker back in the southwest, otherwise I would have gotten the barrow iron. Might as well accept that quest. I plan to do all of North Down, so I do plan to eventually actually go to the Fields of Four Nosed Tear and properly quest, not just try to sneak around on a little gathering adventure. I don't know if I can get this one. Wow, I saw him move as soon as I did that last step up, but it was actually a safe movement for once. Okay, now I can... I was going to say run away from the Barghest at like high speed, but it'll be a low speed runaway. I do have sprint though. It's going to be a medium speed runaway. Okay, got 7 rich iron from all that. Can I make anything interesting or something useful for somebody in the group? So for example, we have a burglar who's level 22. They might be able to use these daggers. Uh, 35 DPS and 27.2 DPS, but the 27.2 is on the offhand, which has some pretty good stats, so I'm not quite sure the daggers would be that much of an upgrade for them. We do have the Beorning, who's running some, yeah, worse weapons, I would say, so maybe I could get that for them. For myself, again, I am only level 20, and I'll get a really nice two-handed weapon from the quest reward, which I'm guessing the Beorning would... Actually, I think it's a sword. I don't think the bear could use it. It's a two-handed sword. Unfortunately, because I've been enjoying using the axe just cosmetically and cannot change a sword into an axe. Oh, that bear iron's back. I'm pretty sure I picked this one before, but maybe it was a different one. There we go. That's what I couldn't type. Uh-oh. I think that roadkeeper just took my bear iron. Oh yeah, so one thing I meant to do was adjust my audio so I can actually hear it. So this probably, yeah, USB audio device. And then we want to change this to USB audio device. Okay, so you all should be able to hear the in-game sound still if I turn the volume up and not hit my microphone at the same time. Yeah. It's probably causing some echo now. Now I have joined in being able to hear the in-game audio. I actually got my setup has been going pretty slowly overall the past, I guess, 3 weeks, really 2 weeks to work on it. A little bit less, but anyway, the past few weeks I've been slowly working on actually getting my setup finished, and I just hadn't actually bothered to put my speakers back until I did the sorta major finalizing, I guess, shifts to things and cable management, all that sort of stuff. So that was a little bit slow to come back and didn't actually reconfigure OBS and LOTRO to properly run on it. And didn't quite have time to actually get that fully set up before the stream. And also forgot about it. So all those things came together, and that is why it took me this long to get it to where I could hear the in-game audio. Okay, there's a bear iron here. Hopefully I can sneak this one as well. I know the group is just south of me and they're going to be running up here, but I figured might as well go ahead and get that. I'm also guessing the new person, the burglar, will need the Craven, so I'll also be useful with killing something. At least attempting to kill something. I'm still, when I lean forward awkwardly like this, I'm adjusting the volume on the speaker. It's both too loud and too quiet. Still getting some really nice crits on this character, I will say. Oh yeah, so that reminds me, the big crits, that actually reminds me, the shield, for people that are unaware, shield skills seem to do tons of damage. So if I look back at this, I don't actually get a shield skill, it looks like, from just speccing into the blue line. But I know you get more eventually. Something like Shield Smash is relatively okay. Yeah, that one's pretty strong. Shield Smash is pretty good, it looks like. But one of the big ones here is just plain old Shield Swipe. I know that's one of the stronger skills, oddly, for the Guardian. Smashing Stab's pretty good. There's another one I'm trying to find. I don't really play the Blue Line Guardian that much, so I don't know when they get what. Perhaps one of these unlocks the skill. It's like Shield Bash, I think. That is Shield Spikes. That is Smashing Stab. Oh, that one's Shield Smash. Maybe that's what I was thinking. But anyway. The point of that is that some of the shield skills are really strong, so it might not even be that huge of a DPS drop. But at the same time, the damage it shows is main hand, so it's based on your main hand DPS. So if I just equip this little yellow sword that's a bit weaker, even the shield skill damage and attack with your shield will somehow get weaker, I believe. Let's just double check that. Yeah, it will get weaker just by your main hand weapon being different. And it makes sense, I guess, that it works that way. Just so you have the shield skills like properly scale with the amount of damage that your weapon does, but it doesn't really make much sense. Oh, one thing I should have done, maybe I don't know, instead of gathering, but during all the downtime we've had, one thing I could have done was gone back to Bree to get the subscriber town services. I have a feeling that would be very helpful while we are here. So what I really want to do while the burglar is turning in their quests and getting the new ones is, one, stop pickuping, and two, go ahead and sell, clean out my inventory as much as I can.
What do you need?
"22 morale or 7 fate." I think I did that comparison or something similar. I don't know if it was actually that bracelet, but I feel like I've done something very similar as far as comparisons go. I'll keep what I have equipped. And so anything I loot as far as like scroll cases go will just stack with what I have, of course, except the apprentice ones. And same goes for materials, except for some. I might still get some journeyman ones, I would guess. Maybe I can go one by one with people in my group and see who does what, so I can send away. Amethyst, I believe. I don't remember if amethyst, if that is journeyman. Agates are 10. Yeah, they're probably journeyman. I'm guessing the opals and bloodstones are... No, they're probably apprentice is what I meant. These ones are journeyman. Those are expert. Copper ore could actually go straight to... Ooh. Oh, outbid. I was like, I don't remember selling auctions. Fortunately, people outbid me for those Bree reputation items that were super cheap. So I want to send, I believe my runekeeper's name is just plain old Louis. I want to send, I could even just, yeah, I'll go ahead and, just to clear out my inventory, so I'm go ahead and send all this. I don't need the light hides. I'll probably loot medium hides, so I won't do that. The minimap is taking a while to update. I keep feeling like I was about to catch up to people just based on looking at the minimap, but then they would just skip ahead. And it looks like they went, I guess, the side way. Oh, just sneak past those front entrance guards. Here's Lug Bus. Oh, is somebody else joining? We just converted to raid. I'm not entirely sure why. Looks like our Beorning got defeated. We're not sure we're in combat, but the champion was getting some poison there. Alright, we got a Stout Axe Springkeeper to join. I heard a knocking noise, but I do not believe it was my door. Somebody else in the apartment. Yeah, that. When we get in combat, the audio is really loud from the game. Okay, let's go ahead and get Destination Lowlands. I will filter that because I don't want to do it on this Runekeeper. I need to pay attention actually to what we have in this group. I don't remember, that's a person we regularly play with on Anor. Don't remember them having a lore master in all these times, but maybe they did. We have a pretty good mix of people, I would say. Yeah, I hear the knocking again. Uh-oh, I'm about to die. I stopped paying, or was turning down my volume for a moment there. Thought it was pretty safe bit of combat, but apparently not. That is something I probably could have helped with potions and like running away a little bit. It might not be knocking. It sounds like somebody's hammering something in actually in this apartment building. Thank you. There's stolen goods. Actually, it says collect any stolen goods from the crates. I'm kind of remembering there might be a specific one you need to pick up and not try to pick up all these. But I haven't been paying attention, once again, haven't been paying attention, but this time to the quest. If that was actually what it was, but I'm feeling like as I come across this part of the camp that you had to pick up this specific one or something like that. And that does look like that one worked, but I don't know if we've been getting progress this whole time. If you want to. Okay, get out of that. Yep. From what I remember, you get them all from actually going into Nan Wathren now. If you want to, you can mark a shield over my head if I'm going to be tanking. I know this has been helpful for people in the past when we did it, but I wasn't tanking in the past. Oh, it's plenty good. Fellowship recommended. Oh. I just remembered one thing, is the quest we did had some really nice rewards. If people wanted, they have like really nice weapons. So we are going back and doing turn-ins. I just remembered that one of the nice things from that quest was it had some really nice weapons. I'm getting not quite 50%, maybe 15-ish%. Upgrade, or not 50, but maybe 30 to 40-ish%. A little over 25%, so maybe closer to 30% upgrade. As far as weapon DPS goes, also a big boost to vitality, which probably will be helpful with my health total and the such. And then the two one-handed weapons, I believe the Beorning could use one of those. Maybe they can't, they use axes and clubs. Actually don't know if they can use maces and hammers. They might be able to. I don't think hammers, at least. I don't remember maces if they can or can't. But the burglar at least can use a mace and have it cosmetically be a sword or dagger if they don't want to look at a mace for their weapon. And then the champion can either use the two-hander for simplicity or get one of those for dual wield as a main hand.
Will you help me?
But that does turn east, never north. Okay. Did we have another turn in? I feel like we had another turn in here that we might as well walk a few more feet just to do this turn in as well.
How can I be of service?
Has the Runekeeper in the group said anything? Okay. This Runekeeper that's in the raid in the second fellowship has been kind of quiet, but I don't know if they're just following us to Nan Wathren. Okay, go ahead and stop here. See, it looks like we're having some people catch up. So as far as crafting weapons, I already mentioned the Beorning, who I could craft, I believe, a couple upgrades for level 22 recipes I have, and should have the materials for that as far as I know, just rich iron ingots. But I believe that would be it. Whatever I could craft for the minstrel wouldn't probably be helpful as far as I know. It looks like he even has crafted level 18 stuff. That's a nice random yellow chest piece. Good tactical mastery. Same with the pants there. Dwarf quilted leggings of might, yet they have will, vitality, and tactical mastery. I am glad that they updated the itemization a lot of the gear like that. Almost a problem I feel like creates is that quest gear relatively is really bad usually compared to that. With some exceptions, and at higher levels quest gear usually gets better, but just at these low levels quest gear in general is bad, except for, again, weapons. Weapons are usually okay to decent, but sometimes they're really good for the level, like the sword I got here. Of course it helps that I'm doing these quests way under leveled. So especially for like level 21, I'm getting extra relatively strong stuff, I suppose is a way to put it. Okay, let's see. Let people catch up a little bit. It's kind of odd that I sometimes have a tendency to go fast, even though I feel like I'm trailing behind a lot. Uh-oh. Looks like they got in combat with something. And back we go. There's a cat eating food on the cat tree, but I don't know if it's visible. Oh, it's close. Did not mean to... Ooh. Accidentally adjusted the DPI of my mouse. Now I don't know where it was. Probably this one. This seems normal. But did not mean to slam all my drink on my desk and hurry up to adjust the mouse. But I did not realize for some reason I couldn't press my key to stop moving. But anyway, what I wanted to show was the cat. It's in the cat tree right now. Right there, to the... that way. I'm actually noticing a big difference with this weapon. There we go, a 677 crit. That is exactly what I was hoping to find out of it. Basically a big crit. I thought there was a quest item up there. Maybe there wasn't. So, in my cruiser, there used to be a quest item up on that platform. Huh. I always thought you had to go up there for something. I wonder if they got rid of it when they did the adjustments, but I thought you had to get like a little bauble or something like that. How quick combat is with everybody here, I'm not sure it's worth using thrust all that much. I say that, yet I use it. It's more out of a force of habit, kind of muscle memory type thing, I feel like. It's really nice to have sweeping cut guaranteed bleed. I have honestly not been paying attention to that, but the damage it does is pretty high. Nice to have bleeds again. Sorry, a little detour for me. So yeah, when I go back to doing solo stuff on this Guardian, such as perhaps Forno's coming up, that'll be quite nice. I really shouldn't be mining while my group is dying, but that is what I do. You know, maybe I should avoid mining while you are in combat. These group places, for people that don't know, usually group content areas on the landscape have an abundance of resources for gatherers. I don't know if it's an intentional thing where, like, if you have multiple people in your group, as you normally would have to with landscape group content, but don't usually have to in LOTRO, at least on normal difficulty without increasing the difficulty as we have. I don't know if it's an intentional thing where just because you have more than one person, they want to supply the resources, or if it's actually supposed to be an extra rewarding thing for going through the more challenging stuff. I would hope the latter, And it's kind of something I miss. And I don't 100% sure even know if this just isn't a thing anymore, but there we go, using thrust again. It actually hit pretty hard. Well, I initially thought that hit pretty hard, the flame strike effect, but it was a little under 500 damage. It does 478. But relative to my total morale, I think it's a similar amount compared to what it used to do. Like percentage of my morale damage done. Oh, can you mine these as well? Over where? We can get them. I will say I'm quite directionless without quest items, so I've just been running to all the crafting nodes. Yeah, the Defiler will be interesting when we get to that with the difficulty. Oh, I want to go that way and get that bear iron, but we don't need to. Did you also get Orc Slayer done? Because that gave me the exact same idea. Okay, looks like everybody's still here. We do have the... Oh, we picked... I actually don't know when we picked up the captain. There is some scholar stuff here. This isn't an instance right now, but where we are in Nan Wathren, there are some scholar things that actually some of the scholars in the group directed us to just a moment ago. But I honestly don't know exactly when this captain joined. I haven't been paying too much attention. I guess with having 6... I think the burglar accidentally did like a ranged attack with one of the throwing items things. The fortunate thing is, while I am a tank, I'm not actually in tank spec, but I think that bleed is going to kill me anyway. Oh, never mind. I should have more faith in my healer. The reason I'm not in tank spec is because I don't want to die. But maybe I should go in tank spec. We'll see when we actually get to the elites and go through things pretty slowly and perhaps less unorganizedly, less chaotically. And it will be okay. Okay, find and destroy siege engines. And we have to do something at the brewing station here. Okay, I think I've spun around enough now. I remember where to go. So I know there are a couple ways you can go through this place. Do you all want to go at like the bridge up here? All right. I really feel like an elf. Like the only thing on my mind is ore. Because we have so many people that play dwarves in the kin. It's such a like non-elf thing, I guess, to always having mining on your mind. Yeah, I think we need to go west. How many do we need? 2? To the west. Okay. Is everybody done with the carbine? Okay. So I believe we got that done. And Waldorf, you said you're still getting used to the gathering professions. You've said, oh, you've used your... Hold up. I'm trying to reread that sentence. Still used to set path WoW nodes. My set path WoW nodes. Okay. Yeah, the gathering professions in LOTRO are a little bit different. Gonna destroy these siege engines and the such. But one thing that I wish you could do in LOTRO, especially after all these years, I don't think it would be a problem, is if you could track both mines and like wood logs at the same time if you do happen to be able to gather both of those. I also wouldn't mind if they ever did a crafting overhaul. Ideally, I would like more freedom and the ability to choose. Maybe even instead of a vocation, you can just choose 3 different things you want. For example, Scholar, Forester. There's a Baroning. That's unrelated to the group. We have so many people, and some people that aren't in our Discord, just random pugs who are in Raid 2 there. Yeah, I usually do like 1 full rotation. But I think there are like multiple ways you can go to different parts of this area. Okay. We want to go southeast maybe? I think there's some stuff down here. Trying to remember, Nan Wathren has so many things that I was telling the group in Discord is that there are just so many different ways you can go about it. I remember the relics of Meluin, and this is a quest. I don't know why, this one I just have a strong memory of, and that's probably in a bad way. Probably because you need to collect 25 of those. That's actually pretty interesting. So, if I remember correctly, the goblins here are the only ones that can drop the relics of Meluin, so that can be a little while to complete. So something to focus on maybe. And there are a bunch of siege weapons here. Okay, so Radio Wave games. You said you haven't played this game since Riders of Rohan. That was a long time ago. So I actually play on 3 servers, which is kind of tough, but I guess I have come to accept that type of playstyle, which I guess I wasn't too much used to in the past, but I play on Arkenstone for as far as like regular servers go, and then I play on Anor, but I only play on Anor because that is basically where I've settled in with my kinship there. It happens to be the same kinship I'm playing on here, which is Treebeard. So right now I am on Treebeard, which is probably my most played server this month. But I have played LOTRO maybe, actually we're in August, but the past month or so I haven't played all that much LOTRO, and it's probably been mostly Treebeard. And I say that while my combined level on my 2 characters is like 40-ish. I have a Runekeeper around the same level as this one, I think under 20. Oh, missed a siege weapon. Oh, we picked up the Baroning. I saw the Baroning earlier. This time I actually paid attention to when we picked up the other pug. I don't know, looks like the Runekeeper is not on a kinship. There's the person gathering the broken urns, and somebody commented, broken urns, and somebody commented on that earlier. You have to be a scholar to get that. Oh yeah, I think you are right. Ew, that was... I just wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I wasn't paying attention, and I think I was on the other side of that siege weapon. I believe the engineer is up at the top right in the group area. Oh, it looks like we're going this way. So Radio Wave, you used to play on, or hold up, you were originally part of the, Miners Moria. I thought you were saying Mines of Moria, since that is an expansion in LOTRO, of course, but it's Miners Moria kinship on Arkenstone. Unfortunately, I never heard of that kinship, but there are probably tons of kinships I've never heard of, even on Arkenstone. I was originally in, actually, I don't remember, I was in a kin before the kin that I joined later. And I don't remember the name of the first one, actually. But I don't think I've ever actually gone this way to do the Nan Wathren stuff. I would head this way, if anything. I have never gone this route before. Probably not. We need to get all the other stuff first, I think. Let's see. Yeah, I don't remember the kinship I was in at first, but Guardians of the White Tree was the name of the kinship I later became a part of. Which had a lot of the people, or some of the people, I think like 3 of the people that are here today in this group, but a lot of them stopped playing around, I would say sometime between Riders of Rohan and Gondor. A lot of people just stopped playing in that kinship, like a lot of other people who played LOTRO at that time. Yeah, this looks like a good area for all these signatures. Signatures are quite deadly. We are, as a reminder, I believe on Deadly+4, so that's only tier 7. I say only tier 7 when there are 9 tiers, but compared to what we have done with the group in the past, we have been on the Bear Warnings out of range, just see, so they're on regular deadly, like Captain there, regular deadly for the Runekeeper, the 2 people that joined the group, but as a group, it takes the highest difficulty that somebody in your group is in, so we still have somebody on tier 7 Deadly+4. So we are actually a step down compared to what we used to be with max difficulty. Yeah, they just want a reputation, just not with us. I think that Flame Strike already went. Here's a Fight Master. Oh, there are some elites for this quest. Wow. That's a lot of damage. Running away. This is how you tank in LOTRO. Just run away. I'm actually not even in tank spec, but I had aggro for a while there. I'd be surprised if I'm doing that much damage. As far as I know, DPS spec doesn't have any extra inherent threat. At least that's not the way it should work. But sometimes who knows with LOTRO. If they have some actually hidden threat multiplier for just playing a Guardian even in DPS spec, even though I don't think it does again. as more of a conspiracy, if anything. But anyway, yeah, if you do re-download LOTRO, one benefit, I guess by Riders of Rohan this actually was a thing, but it is free to play, so while the monetization of the game I don't think is actually great, I think it's one of the weakest parts of the game, you can at least see if you still enjoy it. And I actually think some of the newest content in LOTRO, after I just personally dislike a lot of Rohan, Gondor's okay, but kind of iffy on that as well. But I think some of the latest content that's come to LOTRO the past year or two has been really good. Especially level, I'd say 120 onward is when LOTRO has gotten like really good as far as the content goes. At least in my opinion, how much I personally enjoy it. See if any of these random weapon drops are an upgrade, and I really doubt it. I'd be shocked if one was. Also, it is time to filter loot boxes. Another thing talking about monetization, I do not like loot boxes at all, but the reason I get 4 of them before I filter them, so nice you can filter them, is because I get 4 keys to open them for free with each character from, I think it's just from playing the game so long from the year gift boxes, you get 4 of them eventually. So that is why I save up 4 of those on each character. You're getting a lot of flame strikes today. I think that was even 2 or 3 stacked together there, unless it was something else. They're getting a lot of broken urns. Once again, not paying attention. It's something I talked about in the last stream, and I've talked about a lot, it seems like, the past couple of months, is how LOTRO has conditioned me to not pay attention to the gameplay, just because it's usually so easy and you don't really have to pay attention to anything. In most cases, at least. So just going back to that, I would say older playstyle, more careful playstyle, while I like it, I'm just still not quite used to it, and it's not quite my autopilot option, I guess. Yep. This is rich silver deposit. I assume there's some jeweler. I at least know one jeweler in my kin, but there are probably some people who have one of everybody crafting profession now. We do need marksmen. Probably shouldn't attack both of them. Anything I can do to avoid aggro as the tank is ideal to me. I'm surprised you could actually notice the enhanced graphics. I am running either nearly max settings. Yeah, I'm not running completely max settings anymore. I have smooth 60 FPS. I could probably increase some things, but I'm running very close to max settings. I think there are some shadows that I have slightly turned down, and some lighting that I have slightly turned down. Actually, I have landscape lighting quality turned from very high to high. But the distant landscape lighting, that is something I actually think makes a lot of the distant stuff look worse, oddly enough. So while it's technically an upgrade at a higher setting, I don't like it turned on. We're doing a kind of weird loop that I don't think I've actually done. Usually the upper parts are the group parts of Nan Wathren, but this is kind of in the southern area, and it's the signatures. But I believe this will lead to the elites properly. This does look like the elite part. Like if you look to the left, that's the bridge we would have crossed. So I guess be careful. Though I should be telling myself that. Oh, maybe these aren't elites yet. I thought there were elites in Nan Wathren. I do hope we run into some more regular elites, but these are still signatures. Maybe I have to actually get past this camp. So we do need marksmen, it looks like, still. It's interesting that both of the champions, oh, we only have one champion. The champion is running yellow line. I actually find that a bit interesting for what we're doing here. Probably won't get too much into AoE stuff, but maybe we will. Yeah, be careful as we have a firework wagon following us. Fireworks do damage, right? I believe the elites will be our first taste of elites as a group, though, whenever we actually do get to them. Oh, they pulled another group. It's not long range enough. See, it actually worked there. The pig and the Beorning were stealthy enough. Okay. Up here to the left is something. Hello, Mezcon. If I remember correctly, I have not gotten to actually looking at the Discord messages, but if I remember correctly, you are the person that recently joined my Discord server. Okay, here we go. There's everybody coming. I believe this is our first taste of like an actual group of elites, though, as a group. Yeah, one thing with the Discord server I will say is it is something I haven't put too much time into lately. I got it set up with a couple of people a while back, but I feel like I underutilize it, to be honest. But I try to keep active in it, posting stuff and replying and talking with people where I can with that. I gotta try to get on this. There we go. Got up. Hey. Uh-oh. Did we have to burn something? I hope I already got the siege plans. I actually don't even know if I did. Well, all I can loot is a goblin chest, so I will loot that. There's a dwarf in the table. I feel very lost because I don't think I did that. But I don't see anything to do that. So maybe I did that? Yeah. Ooh, I did not think I was in that red square, but that is something I've noticed with LOTRO. You have to be quite a bit outside of the red square to avoid those effects, actually. I'm slowly actually falling down. I believe we are good to go. Just to confirm, we are still getting journeyman tier stuff, it looks like. Here's a brawler. That is a class that is coming to LOTRO soon. There are so many brawler enemies, and of course now I notice them after we have the brawler class coming, but there are tons of them. But I believe the brawler and LOTRO is supposed to use knuckles. Brass knuckles, I think is... I don't remember if they were called brass knuckles, but either way, knuckles is the weapon type that I believe brawlers are supposed to use whenever they do get released. I got like all my guardian bleeds rolling on that goblin. That's pretty nice. When you actually... oh, I should not have hit that orc. I did not realize he took like no damage and I did immediately aggro him. Yeah, we got a little bit disorganized there. I think some people running off to the side. Maybe there were gathering materials there, maybe they wanted that. And at this level, nobody has in-combat reses or anything, so now we just need to wait for everybody to slowly defeat that orc. Hopefully defeat it. Maybe the burglar can get it? Burglar and Lore Master Minstrel, of course. The Lore Master looks like they're playing in the yellow line, but maybe they aren't. Maybe it's just... oh no, I pulled some more things. But maybe it's just because of their level. It looks like they're doing like a lot of non-red line stuff, I guess. They could be playing blue line definitely at this point as well. That's probably what I would choose at that level for Lore Master. Companion pets. Waldorf, you wish they were easier to get. You had to play bingo for an hour. Oh, for the small rabbit. I assume you mean bingo boffin? Maybe? Unfortunately, I guess I could use my free revive, but I'd probably try to save that until it's absolutely necessary. And they accidentally pulled an extra mob. So this is taking like extra long compared to what I initially thought it would be like. Okay, but what I thought I could look at, now that the things are defeated, hopefully they can get like the Runekeeper and Captain res up so we can get some faster reses. Gee, 50th level. Oh yeah, so that's the... I should also have the Disciple of Shields. Disciple. I think it's supposed to be pronounced Disciple. I just, like, in my head go Disciple. instead. But anyway, setting that aside, some class deeds I have. I know I will eventually get shield ones, which actually I'd probably have to actually use a shield skill in the first place to get that. To the rescue. Actually, that is this one. Evade enemy attacks. Have to evade 1,000 times though. That's pretty tough to do. Tough to like get done quickly and rely on it to get a trait point, but yeah, I'm actually surprised I've done Swept Away, and I guess that's a quest, so that was my level 15 quest. But yeah, those are my class deeds, progress on them. Not really paying much attention to them so far on this character. I would say ignore the pain. That is one I could just spam as much as possible, but I'd probably use it a lot anyway. Evade enemy attacks, retaliation, sting, all those will eventually get done. Whatever this one is, overwhelm, that'll get done. A guardian's word, that will just get done. Using my taunts, that is something I could focus on a little bit more. And then I think shield swipe, I would get a deed for that, maybe using it 1,500 times, and I think bash eventually. Okay, so before we get too split up again, which way are we going to go? Because we need to eventually go like straight west from here. Okay. Usually I go west to get those thingies, whatever, down there. I forget exactly what it is, but something you need down there. But looks like we'll be skipping south. Just be glad I'm not as comfortable as I am on the bear warning tank. Okay, get away from that and pull another goblin in the process. So yeah, when I tank on my bear warning, for anybody who has watched those streams and even videos and such where I've had that, it's actually a lot easier. Like to pull a lot of mobs essentially. It's a very fun class to tank on, I believe. This is a pretty nice two-handed weapon for just a random purple, but of course it's actually worse than what I have from the quest. I did not realize he didn't have the thrust speed. We have not got to many fellowship moves. I'm still not used to sweeping cut actually bleeding the enemy. I'll have to prioritize it a little bit higher at this point for the damage. Oh, we gotta get the captain up. I almost pulled and then I saw that the captain actually did die. Oh, I thought you did. Okay, I am going to use some consumables because I am dying a lot and this is one way to help. Hello, Rob Peters. Today I am doing pretty well. Had a busy day up until this stream. I'm very happy to have gotten done with stuff in time to actually basically get to the stuff in this stream because just starting with landscape questing, it's not like an instance where you can just join in the middle and do all that. You have to do all this stuff chained together and make sure you're with the group basically from the start. So it's really nice to actually be on time for that today. Looks like the Bjorning either switched to healing or just started doing more healing on me. There is a captain and roomkeeper here if you wanted to try to pick them up. Yep, I think so. Unexpected company. Alright, do y'all want to go from north to south? Or like east to south? Okay. Deadly+4 would be quite tough on a minstrel, especially if you're doing it solo. I think anything above Deadly on solo would probably be tough. Looks like they decided to just run in, but that is okay. Yeah. So there are a couple people here. I mentioned a captain and roomkeeper not in our group, but their difficulty is set pretty low. I think somebody said like tier 2 or tier 1 extra, I guess depending how you think about it, so it'd be like tier 1. So everything died there very quickly with that tough group. It was helpful for us, but lost the extra difficult experience, I guess. I'm really surprised I'm keeping up aggro. Oh, looks like we recruited somebody. Maybe Alright, we got everybody. Now they are on our level of difficulty at tier 7. Yeah, I guess after we clear out these pins. So I think we're going to take a, I don't know, an actual break, but take a moment to, have we really been playing almost 2 hours? Wow. Anyway, take a little moment to let the groups get settled and change things around a little bit to optimize our setup, because we now have 10 people actually. And yes, I agree, it is nice to see the community in the game, and one of the really nice things about the new servers when they launch is you actually run into people that just in the open world. So for example, with this group, we started with 6 people that are in the kinship. Alright, group screenshot. Well, we do have the Burning and Minstrel and heal, right? Oh, I think there are a couple skills in bear form. I don't know exactly what level you get them, but I think a couple of them heal. And eventually Maul will heal, but I think you have to have a certain amount of trait points for that. I will also say to put your mark on, I guess, the tank. The friendly mark. That's usually helpful. Yeah. Yeah. And that is good if you use Sting after you put that debuff on. I think it makes Sting do something, but also spreads it in AoE. Just as a random note. The bee storm, I meant. Not a sting. Sting is a guardian thing. I don't know where we're running, but everybody's following pretty well. Maybe I should actually equip a shield and I'll look like a proper tank. Let's do that. I think we have enough people that I can... Okay. Oh, this is an ugly shield. We need a better shield here. Do I have another shield? I don't have another shield option. This one's really ugly. That's okay. Unless he likes spider shields then. Or that, I don't know if that's quite as... That's like an ant shield. I should be able to use the shield skill. Oh, there is another shield skill. I don't have it on my skill bar. That is why things are weird, right? I should have another shield skill. That one. I don't think you just don't get it by playing in the red line. I only have shield swipe. It's like... I can't even think of the name of the skill. It's not shield smash. It might be like shield bash or something. Let me respec. Should get it definitely in the yellow line, even if it's not on the red line. Force opening. Maybe, unless they actually change something with the Guardian. Yeah, I still don't see it. Shield blow, that is what it's called. Yes, thank you for the reminder of what it's actually called. As far as I know, I should have that skill. I thought you got it at like level 7 or something low like that. I just can't use it with a two-handed weapon, but I think I should still have the skill as far as I know. I'm going to go to the LOTRO wiki. Guardian skills. They should have an updated list. Unless again it was changed in a recent update. Okay, so we got all the orgs right. Shield blow. Oh, you get it at level 26. When did that happen? I honestly did not know you got at that high level. I thought it was something you always had from like the start, but it looks like it's level 26. Okay, I definitely don't think it's worth using a two-handed weapon. Let's just destroy a random something or other I don't need. But I don't think it's worth using a shield without that, because that is one of the ones you need to use like 1,000, 1,500 times, something like that. Oh, too many red squares I'm running into. It's a neat way to balance things out. I think it's a neat way to balance things out. Oh, I did. Oops. Is that from the minstrel? Yeah. Actually, I need to use the green one. I think at this point, fellowship maneuvers are kind of decent. Not worth staying in the flame strike area for. Oh, I think that was me. Got one more shield skill, but I need to get level 26 or whatever it was until I get the normal shield skill. So, Jimmy, you remember the shield skill that you can use that's not part of a block reaction? Shield blow? Do you remember what level you got that at? Okay, because I always thought it was something you got like at the start, and I've been using a two-hander, so I haven't paid attention to that. But apparently it's level 26. There's somebody in the group, the champion here actually, who plays Guardian. I think I am actually surprised I got out of that area in time and didn't die. Yeah. I just always thought it was something you got right at the start since it's such a core ability. Okay, we got all the wargs, right? Okay. So I think we are getting altars, shankers, there we go, if I can type. Yeah, it could be nice to use a shield, but I just don't quite feel it would be worth switching without shield blow. At least for me. Also just like using a two-hander, and while I am a tank, I am in DPS spec and I need to remove my debuff. That was quite deadly. 5 to 6, yes. A little over a month. Yeah. Especially considering at least my highest level character is 22. I can hardly see right now. I think I have my ambient light turned all the way up, unless that somehow got turned down. So this is, for people curious, this is the default light setting in LOTRO. It is nighttime in an evil area. Actually, it's only evening time. But this is what it is, I guess, supposed to look like, what they designed the light around. But for people like me who like to actually see things and not be in an eternal darkness type thing, you can turn the ambient light up. So I always have that turned up to the max. Which is actually oh, this guy's level 30 and Elite Master. There we go. I forget, do you get a quest for him? And if you do, I'm probably too low level for it. Okay, an epic. So he is not for what we don't actually need him, but we can try to kill him. Yeah, get that corruption. We've been pretty good about the corruption removals, I will say. It probably helps that, at least for me, I can remove corruptions with a skill I use every about 2.5 seconds. Yeah. I have tried Reshade in the past. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's kind of decent. It usually actually would make the problem worse in my experience with increased contrast, which can look good. I will say it can look really nice for screenshots and such. But for actually playing the game, I often think it looks a little bit worse. But yeah, turning the ambient light up, of course, does mess up the colors a little bit. But I kind of get the scenic value of something like this, having the ambient light turned all the way down, but again, just to lighten up the landscape. I think it really does just affect the landscape. Maybe objects are affected too. Maybe those would be, like in this case, part of landscape. Yeah, global light in the world. Anyway, I'm gonna get a altar. Yeah, this will be my 5th. Oh yeah, so the lantern, that is something, I'm glad you mentioned that because that is something that seems to not work sometimes. I know it only works at night, and I believe it used to only work in Moria way back in the day, but that's something I could never get turned on in some areas, but it actually does work right now for me. But even at nighttime, it's something I quite like, usually on that setting, but I don't know why, for a long while it was something that never worked for me. But something I used to use a lot, but every time I tried that exact keybind Alt F10, I even tried a whole bunch of others, looked in the, I believe there is a text document with things like that, that lists that. Is it just me? Oops. Good. Is it just me, or are we missing something with forges or something like that? Yeah, I can't remember exactly what it is, but I feel like I've been missing a quest this whole time. Or maybe it was the defilers we already got. Okay, so are we just needing shankers then? Hello, Jonathan Amos. But yeah, with me always playing at night as well, and LOTRO, it's just something I got used to for a long time. There's probably a fight master, if I'm remembering where we are correctly, over on this side. Or not fight master, that would be the other ones. Never mind, I think we need to go back the other way. There's a mess right here with all these red squares, and that is something I also feel like, Luke, is that it seems like every time I play LOTRO it's nighttime. I don't think it was at the start of today, and a little bit last time I played, not yesterday, but when was that? Was it Monday or Sunday? I think it was Sunday, probably. There is a fight master over here, unless you already said that. Okay. That is really what it feels like, that 20 of the 24 hours in a LOTRO day or night. Over the Runekeeper healer is, they're doing pretty good right now. Ugh, I cannot type right now. Hygropor? Is that really what the quest is called? We'll see. If everybody is done with the Hygropor, I'll go this way. Looks like it. I'm not sure if there will be any this way. I have no idea where we're actually going, but I think back up here. Hello, Ivan Stainer. Things are going pretty well, and we are hunting orcs. I don't know if they're goblins. Some people consider goblins orcs, I think. Sometimes the game even does. They consider them a part of orc kind, I believe. Here's a sharp eye, but that ain't a shanker. We'll still head this way and eventually get there. Okay, so there is... this is not an instance. This is open world landscape content in Nan Wathren. It's in the North Down Zone. A lot of elites and the such here. It's a group content area, which in normal LOTRO, group content on the landscape is actually relatively easy. I'd say elites are closer to what signatures were back in the day. But it's still a little bit tougher than regular quests. But it is part of the open world landscape. But with the difficulty feature that is on Treebeard and Shadowfax, we are on Treebeard, but with that feature, we have turned the difficulty up to tier 7. Huh. I think I need to use a potion. 1020 damage. Critical hit with mighty melee attack. That's about half my health. The Urkai? So I think you actually spelled the Urkai the way they are pronounced when they are spelled more like Urk. Yeah, Guardian, I agree. The time on my Guardian on Deadly is quite fun. Okay. Looks like we are exiting this way through all the elites. Did... Did you not get credit for the last one? Okay, do we want to head back this way? I believe there could be some. Wow. There's a whole army following me there. This is not going to be good for my morale. There are fellowship quests in Coleman's Saddle? I did not even know there were fellowship quests there. I doubt they're... honestly doubt they're all that much. I kind of forget what... maybe there are some goblins, like signature goblins, but... yeah, back in the day, LOTRO used to be a lot harder, and that's what those tags are based on. More of what they used to be. So these guys should be able to drop these little goblins, which I might be running a little bit fast here, but these guys should drop what we need. One person died. I was a little bit worried pulling all those things, going back to my inner Bjorning tendencies. Okay, so yeah, that is one thing I kind of remember people saying, is that goblins are just called orcs in the book. Right there. Oh, there's a cat. Right on the microphone. Okay, so I think those siege engineers, whenever I do that quest, it's usually that camp I go to and not this one. So we could take the shortcut and jump down if y'all want. Man, 5 gold's a lot on this server. I gotta try hard here. So there's a strategy to avoid breaking your legs. Oh no, I don't think I will have that. Yeah. Wow. I don't know how he died from that jump. That's a pretty short jump, actually. Not true. I believe these violet tar crypts can drop those relics that somebody still needs. Don't have enough room to do that. I tried to cry, but I think that was an unrelated message to the crying. Ooh, that's actually a nice chest piece. 75% chance to negate 2 damage. Wow. Yes, there is a cat. This is the... Yeah, she's staying too low though. Oh, now she's bumping the microphone. There we go. Just had a pet for a little bit. There's also another cat. There are 2 cats right now. I don't know if I have done this where there have actually been 2 cats on camera. There's one right here. There's one right there on the cat tree. Okay, I'm totally distracted from the game. Uh-oh. Yep, she does want to play LOTRO. The only problem with that cat coming on my desk is all the fur they shed. Okay, so I believe we will probably be just about wrapped up. Bag anxiety. There we go. Problem solved. Actually, I might get quest rewards, might need to destroy random stuff.
What do you need?
Let's see, I'll try to keep my inventory closed as long as I can. Is that the only quest turn-in we had? That was. Wow. Forget all the, basically all the big quests are auto turn-ins.
Oh dear, did you need something?
Okay. Don't need that hammer anymore. Didn't Withy Wendell used to be a server? Oh, we have even more. I don't know if there are task boards here. I kind of forget. There might be some on the Wildwood side, but I also don't remember that. Oh, there is a task board. What do they give reputation with? The Esteladon? Rangers of Esteladon, maybe? Broken wood... It's broken wood spears, but here it's broken wooden spears. Ooh, this is Men of Bree. Where do I turn it in, though? Guardsman, oddly. Where is he? Wait, I have to go all the way up here? Which part of Lonelands was that? Osgirth, okay. Oh.
What can I do for you?
Okay. So it sounds like next week we will be doing the Lonelands Epic quest, but for this character I will keep him basically doing North Downs. I just have to run a real far way away from this to turn in the task items. Turning in the task items is helpful not only for the reputation, which I do want Men of Bree rep because I'm trying to get the Return to Bree skill, which is one of the strongest skills I believe you can get in LOTRO. Because you can travel to Bree, which is basically the hub of Middle Earth. I was going to say at one point, at least when we're all level 25, I would like to run Fornos because doing the quest for that, kind of like here, I have some really nice weapons for that level. That is good weapons unless you're a Lore Master, Runekeeper, or Minstrel. Yeah. Okay, so I believe I can turn in one more task. Tough Sword Sheaths. So, how was Great Barrow? Was it like super easy after all this? So I missed Great Barrow when my Ken ran that, which is a regular group instance, which is like super easy. And yeah, the bag, the good thing about the bag is it's actually for this character, it's not that clean. So some of my characters with an even fuller inventory, it's actually really clean, oddly enough, but it is bad, unfortunately. I have almost 3 full rows of crafting materials, including the scroll cases that would be almost 4 full rows, but I have so many different food types that I just should get rid of, but I basically hoard everything I get in this game. Same is true in other. I wonder what this armor looks like. This is a very random thing, but I'll see. Chainmail. That was a scary sound. I don't know how the cat made that noise jumping off the desk. Oh well, those don't look that good. There is something interesting, I believe it's from this camp for people that don't know. This outfitter. I don't have good cosmetics on this character, that's why I'm like double checking everything here to see if I want anything. There is the day pack, which I really like. But there's a quiver. This is the only place I believe you can get quivers outside of events, festivals, and the such. I feel like I should get Prospector's Garments. There's also the Warden's Pack, but I believe you can get that at the Outfitter and Bree as well. But yeah, for people that don't know, if you want a quiver, if you play a hunter, even somebody else, and just want a quiver, this would be the place to get that. That is easy. Yeah, the scratching noise was the cat jumping off the desk. And where you get bags in LOTRO, as far as I know, the LOTRO store, you can purchase inventory slots, and that should be account-wide, as far as I know. Also, just noticed one of my lights turned off. I don't know if I did that. It's supposed to have been on the whole time. Now it seems really bright in that corner. And I also, because of the time it is, would have to, I'm about to end the stream, but this is what the webcam should look like if, oh, there we go. If the lighting is properly adjusted, I have to manually do it though. That's what it should look like. Oh, yep, think so. Okay. So anyway, perfect time to wrap up the stream because I don't think that's Ghost. I think it is the cat, as far as I know. Unless the light's being turned off or never actually being turned on. Which maybe the lighting was better without it turned on the whole time, I do not know. What do I want to... I guess settling this character, this is what I would have. Turn east, never north, but then I'll just go north into the fields of Fornos as far as I know. Aggie Digweed has suggested I turn east. Because they don't want me to go to Fornos. But what I also could do, maybe I'll do a couple Wildwood missions. Yeah, LOTRO is very unlike WoW. You have to... Bags aren't like WoW. It's more so purchasing inventory slots from the LOTRO store is how it works. You can have, like, by default, all these inventory slots would be split into the 2 bags, but if you don't know, you can go to the edit mode in your main bag, bag 1, and drag all these little slots to a single bag to have them all in one. But what I wanted to do was go ahead and start some missions for this character. I think missions will be a great thing if I ever want to gain some extra XP, perhaps to become on level for something like Fields of Fornos or something like that. I also thought about doing it before today's stream, or not before today's stream, but before today's Kin event, because I've been a little bit low level, but it all turned out to be okay. And can get tons of Virtue XP and the such, and they're also probably good, actually, I would guess valuable stat-wise, earrings. Yeah, these are insane for level 30. Wow. But yeah, these earrings, they were pretty insane for this level. I'm guessing, if I had to make a guess, they would probably be the best options you have at level 50. I'm not entirely sure, but they're pretty good. So that's something I could like work towards for this character, something like that. There are also some cosmetics that I actually think if I used a one-handed weapon with all the mining this character does, it would be neat to have that. I will say the construction hammer is very ugly and boring. But yeah, I will do a mission. Let's just do a raid. Well, first I have to leave the raid. But I will do a... Yeah, I don't want to do Looming Collapse. Maybe I'll do a short mission. How about Trestle Bridge Ambush? I don't even remember which one this is, but the 2 Trestle Bridge ones are pretty fun. But I will do this as I wrap up the stream and do outro type stuff. So one thing I mentioned in the last stream was kind of that I was planning on doing a video, and I know I've been super slow with videos. I had basically no videos in July. Well, I did technically have, I think I looked, it was 3 videos that I uploaded in July, like outside of streams. There was also a couple week period of not complete inactivity, but about a week period of inactivity. Also, mission mobs, they're supposed to be enemies here. They just take a while to spawn. Sometimes you also have to run like back out to the entrance and back in, but looks like they finally triggered. Now I am running on deadly difficulty. That does apply in missions, even though in normal stuff it does not apply, so these are going to be slightly tougher than regular missions mobs, but still, actually that went insanely easier than I thought it would. One confirmation, just to know for sure that is actually working as intended, is if I do get the Eye of Sauron effect, which it looks like the enemies are getting their corruptions and all the normal stuff. Now there is one thing that still makes missions easier, I guess, after all that, is the ally in missions gives this heal over time, which is quite a strong heal over time, so it makes it extra hard for you to die. And that's true in all these Wildwood missions, at least. Yeah, this stream, I admit, was a little bit quiet at the start. I assume one reason is because of just YouTube stuff and my recent spout of inactivity. YouTube is very punishing if you stop doing things for even a week or 2. And me just not regularly streaming for the 2 weeks before this week probably hasn't been all that great, but yeah, on the note of videos, that is something I'd like to get back to doing. Just have to actually divvy up the time for it a little bit better. Because that's something, the primary thing with the content on my channel is videos rather than streams. Some tough debuffs here. Again, having that heal from the NPC is insanely helpful right now, because I think I would have been easily dead by now without that. Even have 2 stacks of it. Okay, so we should get some more mobs coming. But with videos, there are a couple of really interesting ones that I've had planned and a few different ones I can do. So hopefully can actually have something. My goal is to have one on Friday. Sometime around Friday. I don't know if I will be able to stream Friday. I might actually... No, probably can't tomorrow. Might be able to... No, never mind. Cannot tomorrow would be my guess. But I also don't know about Friday. But the point is, I hope to have some videos and more regular streams coming up in the future. But we'll see. The month of July, just in general, for my channel has been super slow, I guess. One example of something that I feel like is too late to do is the treasure boog, and I was going to do a review of that event because I participated in it for like 20 minutes. I feel like that was enough to get an idea of it. But unfortunately that event I don't think was all that good, and I'm not even sure if people know about it. Like, I'm curious if anybody here in chat actually knows the treasure boogin event or not, if that was a thing. It was a thing for only 5 days, and there was no bit of information given in the game, and very little bits given like through social media or the launcher about it actually being a thing. But yeah, the primary video I'm working on is about the legendary item revamp leak from the Palantir forums from Alpha. And then I'd like to do another top 7 video. I don't know why, but I'm in the mood to do something like that. I also thought about doing a class guide again. I was thinking Beorning because I recently leveled my Beorning, and for me, at least with guides, I like to actually have some experience on the class and doing stuff before I do a guide, to make sure I give accurate information and just have random bits of tips and such to spread into my guides. But another thing I thought with that is perhaps it could actually be good to wait till the LI revamp in Gundabad before I do something like that, but it would be more of a leveling guide, so I don't even know if I should wait. But those are basically the types of things that I've been thinking about doing videos on. We also haven't had many like updates, many good patches for me to do patch reviews the past month or so. That's something I regularly do, but sometimes if it's just bug fixes or something like that in the patch, it's not really worth doing. I will say I missed, I wasn't here during the treasure boogin one. I would have done a video on that, but yeah, that was one I just wasn't here for. Alright, got that mission done, so I think that is a good point to go ahead and wrap up the stream. I gave an update that I will hopefully have some videos in the future, and I would guess the next time I could stream would be Saturday, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So I'll try to have a video before then. We'll see how that works, and otherwise, that is all I have for this stream, so I hope you all did enjoy it, and enjoyed going through whatever we did today. We did, yeah, the start of North Downs, a little bit of the Greenway, and Nan Wathren. A lot of exciting group content there, and picked up quite a few different pug people, just random players ran into going there, and had a lot of fun doing that and tanking on the Red Line Guardian with a two-handed weapon. So yeah, nice to get back into playing LOTRO. After having like 2 weeks of playing no games at all, it is quite enjoyable to play games, so I enjoy that and have enjoyed streaming it. So yeah, good point to wrap up. So I hope you all did enjoy it, and if you did, please consider liking it, subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content like Ivan Stainer there. And thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone.